BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here.
What's up, Tiger Nation? Welcome to another episode of Tiger Talk TV. I am the Corey C. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. You don't want to miss a single upcoming episode. You can find us on the Apple Podcast app, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast. So be sure to subscribe to the show and tell every Tiger that you know. And remember, when you support Tiger Talk TV, it all helps the cause, which is the I love Jackson State University. All right, and you guys are in for a treat because we got a QB transfer coming in from the Sunshine State. We want to hear his story. You already know who it is, Tyreek Starks. Welcome to Tiger Talk TV.
Man,
How
I
you doing,
appreciate you for
man?
having me, man. I'm good. How you doing?
Man, we're happy to have you. Glad you're doing well. Glad to see
Yes,
you,
sir.
meet you, and finally hear from you.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
so you in the SIP yet? That's what everybody will know. You here, or are we waiting on
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. I'm here, man. I've been here since
Okay.
January.
Okay. So you're getting settled in. How's the transition been so far?
Man, it's been smooth, man. I've been getting to know the teammates real well, getting to know the staff members and all of the assistant staff, man. Just getting to know them good, getting a real good relationship going with those people.
All right, that's what we like to hear. So we're gonna dive off into all that, but first let's get to know you on a personal level. Start us off with a fun fact. Give us something interesting about you that may catch us off guard. You can go something funny, you can go something embarrassing, just whatever. Anything can't be
Man,
football related though. Give us some.
I don't know. I'm terrified of spiders, man. I can tell you that I'm terrified of spiders. Anybody that knew me that grew up with me could tell you, man. I can't stand those spiders. I can't stand being around them, let alone looking at them. So,
Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I don't mess with spiders either, so that's a good one. That's a good one.
yeah,
All right,
man.
cool, man. So welcome to the SIP. Like I said, we're happy to have you, man. We want to hear your story, but start from the beginning. Take us back, man. We want to know where you're from, rep your high school, and all that fun stuff.
Man, I grew up from Miami, Florida. Miami Gardens, Florida, to be exact. Grew up in Carol City. Went to Carol City
Yes,
High
sir.
School my freshman year. Ended up transferring to Central Florida, going to George Jenkins in Lakeland, Florida. You know, went out from there. Ended up taking the JUCO route, going to Independence Community College. Did my 2 years there. Landed at FAU out of JUCO, and now I'm here, man. Just ready to get after it and get another ring.
Oh, another ring. So it sounds like you've
Mm,
already done some winning. So we want to hear about the winning as well. But let's start over. Let's take it back, man. Let's start with the high school. So Lakeland and then Miami Garden. So you started off in Miami and you went down there to Lakeland and went back, or
yeah,
how'd that
yeah.
go?
I started off in Miami. I grew up in Miami. I went to Carol City my freshman year, and then I transferred from Carol City. That was the year 2016. That summer, that was the year we won state. So transfer out of there, went to George Jenkins High School. I went to go live with my pops,
Okay,
and
I got
kind of finished out my career, my high school career from there. Graduated from George Jenkins in 2020. Went to that was around COVID time. Ended up going to Independence that summer of 2020. The things with COVID and everything. So we never really got a full season from there. Came back in the spring. Ended up getting us a season going. We went 8-2 that year. Came back again in the fall, and then had another season thing. We went 7-3. We lost in the semifinals of the playoffs. And then after that, I did another spring there, and I left after the spring. Got my opportunity to go to FAU, and just ended up being there for the past 3 years.
okay. So let's talk about this high school football in Florida, especially down there in South Florida. I actually was in Miami. I lived down there for 2 years, Pembroke Pines to be
Yeah.
exact. So right there right there,
Okay. Yeah.
Cass City,
That's
Miami
not too
Gardens.
far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not too
I
far.
went to church in Miami Gardens, Antioch in Miami Gardens. So
Hey,
familiar with
that's
that.
crazy because I went to Antioch too.
Okay, wow. Okay, small
I
world,
went
small
down
world.
there too. You know, they did a lot of building around that church now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. When I go back, yeah, I'm amazed at how it looks. So yeah, I'm definitely familiar with that area. But one thing I loved being down there was the high school football. So talk about the competition down there and give me some. I know you played with some dogs, man. Give us some names, some guys who've gone on. We may be familiar with. We may have
Um,
heard of.
DeMarcus Bowman. I played against him. I haven't played with him. I played against him. He played for Lakeland, the crosstown rivals. You got Keon Zipper, Latrell Jean, some other guys. You know, that's still in the college world right now. You know, I play with a lot of guys. Too many to name off the top of
Yeah.
my head, but it's a lot of good skill talent down there. That's as far as Lakeland. And in Miami, you know, I play with Naquan Wright, Cameron Davis. You know, I played with a couple of DBs. I can't remember their name right now.
Okay. A lot
Play
of
with a
guys.
couple names. There's too many names to tell you. Jarvis Brownlee, you know, he played for the Titans right now. That's a
Hmm.
real good friend of
Okay.
mine. It's a lot of guys, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of guys.
Gotcha. And then where did you say you won your first championship at? Where was
That
that?
was down there in Carroll City.
Okay. And who did y'all go up against?
We played Lake Gibson. Played Lake
Okay.
Gibson.
Okay. All right. With the recruitment coming out of high school, you ended up going the JUCO route. You talked about that. So what led
Yeah.
you to Independence?
Leaving Carroll City, you know, my academics wasn't really there. You know, just being a product of my environment. I wanted to
Mhm.
change for myself because I knew what I wanted for myself in a bigger picture. So I ended up making that move to go live with my pops. Got my academics back on track, but around that time, you know, they wanted the ACT, SAT scores. I'm not a real good test taker, so
Okay.
it wasn't that, but the grades and GPA was all there, so it was just the test scores. So I did no school really wanted to pull the trigger on me. I had a couple good looks. I had Miami, Ohio at one point. I had Louisville. I had a whole bunch of good schools, but you know, once it came down to the ACT SAT question, that made them kind of hesitant. So the only
Understandable.
school that I really had offers from was the junior college route, and I just ended up taking that faith.
So talk a little bit more about the experience in JUCO because I know that makes you stronger, right? You had to get it out the mud in
Yeah, it
JUCO. So
make
just
you
talk
a
about how that made you
lot
come out
stronger.
better.
It
Yeah.
make you a lot stronger mentally, physically, everything. It teach you a lot of things that you know the average person wouldn't be able to teach you. It's just something that you have to go through to really get the experience and learn and live. But the JUCO experience, man, it was good, man. I made real good relationships with those guys. I still talk to those guys to this day. Just being out there in Independence, it's a small town. You know, it's probably 10 to 15 minutes wide before you back on the highway or something like that, going into the next city or state or something like that. So it's not really
Right.
a big town. All of us were all in one building. So, you know, there's nothing to do in the town. So the best thing you can do is go chill with your teammates. So we did that a lot. We took a few trips down there to Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is like an hour and 30 minutes away. So it's not really far if you don't mind the drive. But man, yeah, man, you just build a lot of camaraderie with the guys in the locker room. You do a lot of things together. So that just made playing on the field even more fun and it made the experience less harsh than what it really is.
Okay. And how many years did you spend in JUCO?
I spent 2 years, a year and a half, I would say.
Was that during COVID? Did you play a spring season? Was that there?
No, I was there during COVID though. Well, when COVID had first kicked off, I went there in the summer. That
Mhm.
summer when you know COVID was at its height, we didn't have a season there. We just ran and lifted all that
Okay.
over the course of that semester, and I think we got away with two scrimmages. We ended up
Okay.
scrimmaging at two other schools. I think it was Dodge City and NEO, Northeastern Oklahoma. So that was that with that COVID turn. Then we went home, came back, and then we was able to have a full season.
Okay. Then from there, put yourself back on the market. We'll talk about that recruitment and FAU. Was it a matter of just wanting to get back closer to home, or was that just the best spot for you? Period.
At the time, that was the best spot for me. It was closer to home, and also that was my only FBS offer coming out of junior college. I had many other FCS schools. I had McNeese, North Alabama. I had who else did I have? Who else did I have? Can't think of them right now, but I had
Okay.
maybe about three or four FCS schools. Uh, but FAU, you know, FBS close to home, can't beat it, you know. And then, you know, the little bit of monetary gains in it with the football profession becoming more monetized. So
Okay.
it was a lot of factors that played into it, and it just felt like the right spot for me. I talked it over with my parents; they thought it was good, and we just made that move.
Yeah, and then you can't beat Boca, right? Beautiful, beautiful Boca Raton, right?
Beautiful, expensive, but it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Definitely beautiful.
Absolutely. So talk a little bit more about your time there. You mentioned it a little bit, not even on the field, but just off the field, the overall experience while you were there.
FAU was good, man. It was a lot of great people down there. A lot of good connections could be made down there in the city of Boca Raton. It's a lot of good relationships, camaraderie. Man, it's just they look after each other down there. I can't say that. While my time being there, they made sure I was good. They made sure I had the things that I needed, and if they wasn't able to give it to me directly, they made a way for me to get what I needed when I needed it. So it's a
Yeah,
lot. I have a lot of good respect for a lot of those people down there that's still there and that maybe have transitioned on to another place in another city or whatever. But
yeah.
real good people.
And I'm sure you know, but you play with a couple. Well, one former Jackson State Tiger down there, and then one current Jackson State Tiger was down there.
Oh yeah,
Marvin Landy, tight end.
Marvin, yeah, Marvin Landing. I
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
high school with Marvin.
Wow. Okay.
I went to
Okay.
high
Went to
school with
high
Marvin,
school
and
when you were in Lakeland, huh?
yeah, we went to the
Okay.
same high school. Yeah, that's how I ended up meeting Marvin. And you talking about the D lineman Devontae
Devontae Davis, yes,
D
sir.
Davis? Yeah, yeah. He once I committed to Jackson, he reached out to me and told me the city was gonna show great love, show a lot of
Yeah.
love. They make sure the people of Jackson taken care of, especially the football team. So, and I definitely seen it. Once I had posted I committed, man, I had like 50 to 60 Jackson State fans under my post. So that was good to see.
So did they catch you off guard? Because that's how we do. We show love, especially on social media. When you even before you commit, when we
um,
see that offer go out there. But
yeah, nah, it caught me off guard a little bit, but I also know how the culture of HBCU is, so I wasn't surprised at it, but it was a little shocking to see.
okay. So what did you know? I wanted to ask you that. What did you know about HBCU, Jackson State, and their culture prior to being recruited?
Nothing. I ain't
Okay.
even gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Nothing at all.
You're starting to learn it now, slowly but surely.
Yeah. Starting to learn, starting to get in the culture, getting everything down, man. Just trying to make sure, I'm representing the best way I can.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, you'll definitely get introduced to it slow, like I said, slowly but surely, and you'll fall in love with it. Like we said, Devontae Davis, he was here 4 or 5 years, graduated, obviously went on to
Yeah,
FAU, but as you see, had nothing but great things to say. He went back to a couple games, caught him in Daytona when we were there for playing for
yeah.
Goodman, and want to say
Definitely.
the SWAC championship game. I want to say he came back to the SWAC championship
I
game. I
think it
think I
was
saw.
this. I think it
Yeah.
was this swag game because I spoke to him a little bit after that game.
Okay, so you were visiting that
Yeah.
weekend.
No, I wasn't visiting that weekend, but I had spoke to him like on the phone,
Oh, on the
basically.
phone. Okay, okay, I got you.
Yeah, spoke to him on the phone.
Okay. Yeah. So that just kind of goes to show how we treat our people and how they kind of fall in love, whether they, stay or whatever happens, it's still going to always
Yeah,
be love. Good stuff. Talk about your last game in an FAU uniform, the 63-16 win over Tulsa when you threw for 294 yards. You tied a school record with 5 TDs, rushed for 46 yards. What do you remember about that day?
I remember it all. Those guys, was a lot of good energy. Everybody had high energy, man. We just went out there and just wanted to play for each other. That was a tough season to go through, and it was a lot of pain endured in that locker room. So we wanted to make sure that for those who may not have returned to that locker room or maybe able not able to put on shoulder pads ever again, we just wanted to make sure we went out with a win. So really just told those guys in the locker room to just let it hang, man. Just go out there and be yourself, be who these guys recruited you to be. And that was the end product. That's what we put on tape, man. Those guys made a lot of good plays. Defense made plays. Special teams made plays. It was just a good team win all around.
What was going through your mind, especially after that game, having such a big game? Did you know that that would be your last time in that uniform? Had you already decided, or did you think that that was going to springboard you the next year being there?
It was in between. It was in between. We was going through a coach's change the week before Charlotte's game, and that was my first start being there. So I was uncertain. I was uncertain. Took me a while before I actually entered the portal. Just thinking about it and thinking over all the possibilities and all the negative things that may can happen entering the portal.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was uncertain. I was really uncertain.
So you make that decision to enter the portal. Were you nervous? Because obviously a lot of people enter that portal and they get stuck there. Were you nervous? You put your faith in God?
Um,
What was your mindset?
My favorite's in God, but I wasn't nervous because I know what type of player I am. I know what I can bring to a program. So I kind of knew, there was somebody that could use my type of skill set and that would want me to be in their program. So
Mhm.
I wasn't nervous at all. I mean, as far as where I would be, that was the question that needed to be answered. But me not making it out of the portal, I wasn't thinking about that.
Okay. When and how did Jackson State come into the picture?
I have a prior relationship with Coach Gallen. Coach
Okay.
Gallen been trying to
Lakeland.
get me. Yeah, he coached my older brother back in high school. So back when they was actually in high school, and I was down to going to Carol City over the school breaks. We had like a week out or so. I would go up to Lakeland to spend some time with them, go work out with them. So me and Coach Gallen been had that rooted relationship. He been trying to get me to come to Jackson, but just different things that went on and that played into the decision of me, leading behind him, following behind him. So I just took a chance on him and just made sure I told him that, yeah, man, I'm about to hit the portal and let's get it going. So once they got the ball rolling on that, it just went from there.
Hmm. You talked about talking to Devontae during that process, but what about Marvin? When did you realize that he was there, and what was that first conversation like? Had you already committed, or
Um,
did he start
yeah,
recruiting you when he found out you were offered
he started recruiting me after he left FAU.
to come to Jackson State?
Yeah, after he left UT Martin, he left FAU to go to UT Martin for the spring, and then
Okay.
ended up here at Jackson for the fall.
Hmm.
Once he ended up here, he was just pretty much telling me how it was. We still kept in contact.
Yeah.
I just asking him how everything going for him, and he like, yeah, man, he love it here. People take real good care of him. They make sure he good. So I told he also knew that I was gonna hit the portal as well. So
Hmm.
we just got it going from there.
All right. And then when it came down to it, what made you decide to go with Jackson State?
Guys just want a ring. Majority of the team was coming back. Majority of the staff was coming back. Real good people on the staff. I mean, Mississippi ain't Booker, but sometimes you got to get away from home. Sometimes you got to get away from home to really, grow and expand
Mhm.
yourself. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to take that chance and just come out here and show what I could do, and hopefully get Jackson back to the Celebration Bowl.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. And you have been to Independent, so you can handle Mississippi.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why it's not really a big deal for me. I done been through it all. I done been through the worst. So
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
really worried about it. The cold feel good. It can get extremely cold, but
yeah.
nothing crazy, nothing that I can't handle.
Oh, that cold is it's gonna take some getting used to coming from Florida. Trust me. But you'll get used to it.
I
You'll get
already know.
used. I remember living in Miami, and we didn't even have a heater in the house. Those houses didn't even come with heaters 'cause
Man,
it never got cold enough. So
yeah,
yeah,
I'm telling you.
yeah, different animal, different animal. So you get to Mississippi. It was your first time coming and visiting Mississippi, right?
Yeah, yeah. Other than my visit, that was definitely
Okay.
my first time being out here.
Talk about the visit,
It was
the
good,
official
man.
visit.
Yeah, yeah, got picked up in the Sprinter van. Me and a couple other recruits went to the hotel. Hotel was lovely. Had a nice, beautiful resort. And the backside of it,
Yeah.
they showed me around town. Showed me around the town. We went to the stadium, viewed the stadium. Went to came and visited the locker rooms and everything like that. Spoke with had some one-on-one time with Coach Kirk. Spoke with Coach TC. It was real good, man. It was good hospitality all around. It was a real good fun visit.
What are some things that probably surprised you the most about Jackson State or Jackson in general?
The stadium, the
Okay.
stadium, game field was a lot bigger than I seen it. I knew that it was big, but once I actually got into the stadium and looked around, it's a lot bigger than what you see on pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. Integrating yourself into a new team, new program. Who are some of the players besides Marvin? Who are some of the players and even coaches besides Gallon who have kind of helped you the most with the transition?
Guys like Isaiah Spencer. Got Nate Rambert. That's my roommate. We we got a good gel going on. You got Dupree. You got E. You got Eric. Running backs. Xavier. We got it going on, man. I'm still learning. Get acquainted with the new guys and everything like that. I don't really know the whole team yet,
Right.
but for the guys that spend the extra work with, like the receivers and running backs, I'm getting acquainted with them good with them well.
Yep, yep. Shout out to Nate. He's been on the show, a Florida boy as well. So I know that
Yeah,
connection
yeah, yeah.
was automatically there. And this is not your first time transferring. Obviously, you went from JUCO to FAU. So what are some of the biggest adjustments just in general when you move to a new school?
Traveling.
Hmm.
Traveling, it was a lot easier moving from Miami to Boca because all I gotta do is
Yeah,
just get on
yes,
95 and head north. But traveling is just different things that you gotta do, different routes that you gotta take as far as getting your stuff from home up here. That's probably the most difficult part. But
right.
transferring and changing schools it's nothing new for me.
And now that you're here, what would you say you're looking forward to the most, whether it be the student life or during the football season? What are some things you can't wait to experience at an HBCU?
I just can't wait to experience the atmosphere, the game
Yeah,
atmosphere, man. I want to see the crowds. I want to see how they get. I want to see the band, man. I'm a
yeah,
big fan of some band music during the game, so I'm just ready to see all that. But on campus, man, the
yeah,
student center got some good food up in there.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be in there. I was just in there earlier today. They got some
Okay.
good food, man. So yeah, man, that's really it for me, man. I'm just here to play ball and win.
Speaking of that, on the field, let's transition to that for the fan. I know most of the fans, they've been watching your highlights and stuff like that. But for the ones who aren't familiar with you, haven't seen you play, let them know what type of quarterback are we getting.
Dual threat. I'm a dual threat. I'm a pass first dual threat though. I run if needed. Like to extend plays and just take what the defense give me, and we just gonna go down the field and play smart, fast football, fundamental football.
Hmm. With that athleticism, did you always play quarterback growing up, or did you start out
Yeah.
somewhere else?
I started out playing pretty much both sides of the ball as any young kid would, playing both sides of the ball, receiver, safety, linebacker, tight end, even had my hand in the dirt playing
Wow.
guard, my first year playing football, went to fullback, running back. Then I tried out quarterback one time. There was a game I was in. Our original quarterback got hurt. I said, let me get it. Like I tried and then fell in love with it from there, just perfected it from there.
No. Okay. Who would you say is your favorite QB or anybody that you pattern yourself after?
My favorite quarterback. At first, I give it to Cam Newton. I
Okay.
grew up watching Cam Newton a lot. And then Lamar Jackson came onto the scene. So,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of guys that I actually, watch and look after. As far as just the quarterback position. Joe Burrow, Brady. You got Jalen Hurts. Those guys like that, man. They just the way they play the game and the way they think of the game and how they, just actually operate the offense and get their team some wins. Man, I just look after those guys.
Right. No doubt. No doubt. What's that height and weight?
6'2", 6'2", 210.
6'2", 210. And eligibility, is this your last run? Last year?
Yeah, as of right now, I'm gonna say yeah, but with the whole JUCO rule that's going around, I'm
Okay.
trying to see how that's gonna work for me and the guys that I went to JUCO with, because we all trying to figure out the answer to that.
Yeah.
So as of right now, I'm
Everybody.
gonna say yeah, that's my last go around.
And what did you get that degree in?
I got my bachelor's in public safety. I'm going after my master's in sports management.
Okay. And goals after football, what do you want to do?
Stay closest to the game as possible. Coaching, training, whatever I can do to stay close to the game. But as of right now, I'm still trying to dive head first into this being a pro.
Of course, absolutely, absolutely, and we're behind you. We wish you the best. We can't wait to see you on the field this spring. You obviously have a big spring coming up, so we'll be at the spring game checking you out. So be looking out. We'll
Sound
be looking out.
good.
Definitely glad to have you, man.
Looking forward to it, man. Appreciate you for having me on here.
No doubt, no doubt. So last thing, message for the fans. What do you want to say to them? They're all watching.
We finna get paid this year. Y'all gonna see a lot of me, and I ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you, it's finna be that. We finna have a fun ride for sure.
All right, there you have it. QB, Ty Starks coming from the
Yes.
Sunshine State. All right, man. All right, we
All right,
appreciate it.
man. I'll holla at
All
you.
right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Tiger Talk TV is presented by Bet Online.